I hope by now many of you have watched my Sky video. My video that exposes Sky News. Completely exposes them. And the reason why I've done that Sky News interview was because I watched as Sky News done a hatchet job on Gerard Batten and UKIP. There was a UKIP demonstration, there was a demonstration by the Democratic Football Lads Alliance in Sunderland. The backstory to this was a women's march in Sunderland. The women of Sunderland were marching, I think 3 rapes in a week by migrants. So there was all these attacks, sexual attacks gone up 20%. I think an Iraqi immigrant just got charged with one. So people were protesting. Of course, Sky News didn't tell you that. They just showed as many aggressive looking people as they could. So Sky News were after an interview of me. When I come out of prison, I was confronted by Sky News outside the prison, where I told them, why would I talk to you? All you do is lie. I then watched Eamon Holmes and Ruth talking with Nick Ferrari. And they were talking about why I have this opinion of the media and that I just label the media as fake news and that they lie. So I thought, you know what? I'll just prove my point completely by doing one interview. So bearing in mind I've had every single British media outlet contacting me non-stop. For the first 2 weeks of coming out of custody, they're waiting outside my mum's house every day, harassing my family, following me on holiday. You all saw it, following me on holiday and harassing my family. So I thought, just to prove my point, to prove it to everyone, I'll expose the media and I'll show everyone clear as day what they do. So I agreed to do my interview with Sky News. Jason Farrell and his producer friend, who I've actually called Andy Hughes. I've got my phone conversation, which I'll put up, where I rang Andy. I rang him earlier. And he pretended he didn't know what I was talking about. He acted like he hasn't even seen my video. Oh, God. But they sat and had dinner with us. After I'd done that interview, they sat and went for food with us in a pub. They sat and were friendly and chatty and we had discussions. And then they went away. And it's not just like they'd done a hatchet job. They actually invented a headline. They added words. They created a story that simply wasn't there. They created and changed the complete context by cutting up their interview. Now, the biggest threat to a democracy is a corrupt media. We have a completely corrupt media that for too long has got away with lying, changing stories, changing narratives, demonising, slandering, attacking. I just watched another video earlier from when I was on Newsnight, where exactly the same happened on Newsnight. On Newsnight I don't even know the woman's name, after the Darren Osborne attacks, where she completely changed the context of a tweet that I said. And this has happened for too long. Now, Nick Ferrari constantly was calling me out over my prison sentence. How many British media, bearing in mind there's now evidence, clear evidence to show that Sky News, a mainstream broadcaster, have completely fabricated and changed and switched questions with voiceovers, changed the entire context of what I was talking about, and run with a headline where they've lied and changed words in it to fit into what I was saying when it's not what I said. How many British media have reported on that story today? The video's had almost 1 million views in the last 24 hours. It's to only a Russian media and an Israeli media have commented. This video from Sky News has received almost the most complaints out of any show in the last 12 months on TV with Ofcom. And no British media and not one single British journalist has reported on it. There it is itself. That tells you itself. That shows itself what problem we have in this country. That is a huge story. They have lied, changed the context of what I've said, added words and told the world to paint a negative picture of a British citizen to fit their own narrative and to fit their own agenda. And not one British journalist has mentioned it. Not one. No one's commented on it. That says it all. That says it all. Think about the stories they run. Think about the stories that you see run all the time. Look at the story that all the media jumped on when Ezra Lorant videoed something from the canteen. Every BBC, every journalist, every mainstream journalist started messaging the police. The BBC main news reporter, Dominic, he looks like Penfold, he's on there making a massive deal out of a stupid little video for 30 seconds from a canteen in court. Yet here we have a mainstream news broadcaster fabricating, lying and inventing a story to spread around the entire world, and they're all silent. Every one of them is silent. If you're watching this, if you haven't already complained, if you go on my Facebook channel, which you're watching this on, you'll see there's a step-by-step process on how to complain through Ofcom. I'm talking with lawyers tomorrow about this. What they've done has to be illegal. It has to be. And as I said, I only done this interview. So Nick Ferrari, Eamon Holmes, I respect Eamon Holmes, I respect Ruth, I like them, I don't believe... So when I'm talking about mainstream journalists, I saw a conversation that they were both having about me with Nick Ferrari. Now, 3 times in the last 3 weeks, there's been an LBC presenter having a talk show about me, about different things. Tom Schwarvik, I can't say his name. Tom, he's one of the hosts. Ian Dale, one of the hosts. Nick Ferrari, one of the hosts. Each time they've been speaking about me, I've rang up LBC and got through and told them, hi, it's Tommy Robinson. You're talking about me. You're actually telling lies about me. So at least give me a right to reply and have me talk on your show. Not once. This is what the mainstream media want to do. This is also to do with deleting me off Twitter. So they can tell all these lies. They can run all these headlines. LBC's headline this week is a complete lie of what I've said. I haven't said it. It's fake news. But I don't have a Twitter account anymore to argue and tell people and show the public that they're lying like I would have used to been able to do. So they want to remove us off social media. They don't want to give you a right to reply on any of their shows when you contact up. What they want to do is just have their platform, which they've had for so long. They've had the monopoly on this for 10 years. It's only due to social media that we can counteract them, that the public, you, the people they think are that thick, they think that you're that stupid that you will just buy everything they tell you. But great, it's great to see that so many of the public don't listen to them anymore, don't trust them. There was a European Union poll across every European country to ask people their trust in their local media, in their national media. Do you know who come last out of every European country? The British public. We have the least trust in our media. And Sky News, you just absolutely showed everyone why. And not just Sky News, every single one of you journalists that have completely ignored this with all the evidence that's there on a video. The evidence is all there. You've all ignored it. You are the reason. And if you watch my hour and 15-minute discussion with Sky News, what I tried to explain to them was that you actually are creating me. You're creating this movement. Because the more lies you tell, when people see their lies,